He removed my name from the company, so I took the investors with me. The day I found out my name was removed from my own company was the day I stopped being loyal. He didn't even tell me to my face. I found out through an email, my name removed from the company website, erased from the founders page, wiped from the brand I helped build from nothing. When I confronted him, he said, "It's just business." He thought removing my name would remove my influence. What he forgot. The investors didn't invest in a logo, they invested in me. Welcome back to the channel. This one is about betrayal at the highest level, boardrooms, power moves, and the moment someone realizes they just pushed out the wrong partner. But before we dive in, where are you watching from right now? Drop your country and city in the comments. I love seeing how far this community stretches across the world. And if you enjoy high-stakes business drama, calculated revenge, and stories where quiet power wins in the end, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Because sometimes, when they erase your name, you rewrite the entire company. My name is Marcus Reed, and this is how I rebuilt everything and left him with nothing. When we started the company, it was just 2 laptops and a shared apartment. Me and Ryan. No investors, no connections, just belief. I handled operations, strategy, and investor pitching. Ryan handled branding and networking. At least that's what people thought. Because behind the scenes, I was the one building everything. Within 3 years, we scaled fast. 40 employees, multiple corporate clients, 2 major investment rounds, company valuation, $18 million. Investors loved our partnership story, 2 co-founders, equal vision, equal leadership. That's what they believed. That's what I believed. Until the paperwork changed. One afternoon, I received a strange email from our legal advisor. It included updated corporate documents. I opened the file casually, then I froze. Under founders, only one name remained, Ryan Cole. My name? Gone. Replaced with minority executive officer, 15% ownership, not 50%, 15. I thought it was an error. It wasn't. I walked straight into his office. What is this? He didn't even look surprised. Oh, it's just restructuring. Restructuring? You removed me as co-founder. He leaned back calmly. You were never officially 50%. The early paperwork wasn't finalized properly. That was a lie. We signed everything together. I had copies. But here's what hurt more than the percentage. It was the confidence in his voice. He believed I wouldn't fight. He continued explaining. Investors prefer single leadership. It's better for valuation. You still have shares. Don't be emotional. Emotional? I built the back-end system, negotiated early contracts, managed staff, led investor presentations, but suddenly I was replaceable. That night I reviewed every document. He had quietly issued new shares during the last funding round, diluted my ownership, shifted voting power, and used technical language to hide it. Legally complicated, strategically dirty. But here's what he forgot. Investors trusted me. They didn't invest because of his smile. They invested because of my projections. I didn't explode. I didn't threaten. I didn't post on social media. I smiled and started preparing. Because if he wanted to remove my name, I would remove his funding. I didn't confront him again. There's no point arguing with someone who already decided to betray you. Instead, I scheduled meetings, private ones. I called our earliest angel investor, David. He invested when we were nothing but a pitch deck and hope. David, I'd like to review long-term strategic alignment. Professional language, neutral tone. We met 2 days later. No accusations, no drama, just numbers. I walked him through updated financial projections, showed operational risks, highlighted internal leadership shifts. Then I asked one careful question. If founder structure changed significantly without transparency, would that concern you? He paused. Yes. That was the first crack. I didn't tell them Ryan betrayed me. I let the data speak. Voting power consolidation, share dilution patterns, governance irregularities, increased executive compensation. Investors hate instability. They hate surprises even more. And Ryan made a big mistake. He never informed them clearly about the restructuring. He assumed I would stay quiet. Then I met our largest venture capital partner. Private dinner, no company branding, no official agenda. Halfway through, the managing partner said something interesting. We've noticed communication gaps lately. I nodded calmly. That's because decisions are being centralized. Silence. He understood immediately. Because investors don't invest in dictators, they invest in teams, and Ryan had quietly turned the company into his personal kingdom. I showed them something powerful. The original founding agreement, signed, dated, clear 50-50 equity split. Then I showed them the revised version, My signature wasn't there because I never approved it. The room changed. This wasn't just politics. This was governance risk. And governance risk scares money. One investor asked directly, "If you weren't involved, would you build something else?" I didn't hesitate. Yes. And would we be invited? I smiled slightly. If alignment and respect are mutual. That was the moment the energy shifted. Within 60 days, I incorporated a new company. Different name, same industry, stronger structure, investor-protected governance, transparent share distribution. I didn't recruit publicly, but key senior employees started calling me privately. Operations director, lead engineer, 2 account managers. They had noticed the internal tension, and they trusted me more. Ryan was celebrating press coverage, posting interviews, talking about his vision. He thought removing me made him stronger, but he didn't see what was happening underneath. Investors began requesting additional reporting. Board meetings became more aggressive. Questions increased, confidence decreased, and he didn't understand why. Then it happened. The lead investor sent a formal request, immediate governance review, founder equity clarification, voting structure audit. Ryan called me immediately. "Did you say something?" I stayed calm. I showed them documents. He panicked, because now he realized something important. Removing my name didn't remove my influence. 2 weeks later, I officially presented my new venture to the same investors. Full deck, clear roadmap, clean cap table. No manipulation, just transparency. And here's the part that changed everything. 3 of our 5 major investors committed to funding my new company before officially pulling out of his. The email came at 7:12 a.m. emergency board session. Mandatory attendance. Ryan scheduled it. He thought he could control the narrative. He was wrong. When I walked into that boardroom, I wasn't nervous because I already knew something he didn't. 3 of the 5 major investors had decided, and they weren't on his side anymore. Ryan opened confidently. "This meeting is about internal misinformation and destabilization attempts." He looked directly at me. Subtle accusation. I didn't react. Then the lead investor interrupted him. "Before we proceed, we need clarification regarding the founder equity restructuring." The room shifted. Ryan tried to stay composed. "It was a strategic adjustment." The investor replied calmly, "Without full board approval?" Silence. I placed copies of the original founding agreement on the table, signed, dated, equal ownership. Then I placed the revised filing next to it. No signature from me. Share dilution structured through technical issuance during funding. One investor leaned back and said, "This is a governance breach." That sentence hit harder than any insult, because in the investment world, governance is everything, and once trust cracks, capital leaves. The lead venture partner spoke next. "Due to instability and leadership misrepresentation, we are initiating capital withdrawal and suspension of further funding." Ryan froze. He tried to argue, tried to negotiate, but investors don't argue emotionally, they calculate risk, and he had become risk within 48 hours. Funding line frozen, growth capital suspended, expansion plans halted. The company's valuation dropped overnight from $18 million to uncertainty. That night, Ryan called me. No arrogance this time, no confidence. "What do you want?" Interesting question, because for the first time, he realized I wasn't the one losing. I answered calmly, "Nothing from you." And I meant it. I didn't want revenge. I wanted separation. 2 weeks later, my new company officially launched. 3 major investors backed it. Key employees joined voluntarily. Clients followed quietly. Because relationships don't follow logos, they follow leadership. And leadership isn't about titles, it's about trust. Ryan's company began downsizing. Without investor confidence, expansion stalled. Press coverage shifted tone. Whispers of internal instability spread. He still owned the company, but ownership without support is isolation. 6 months later, we crossed paths at a tech conference. He looked tired, older. He approached carefully. "You could have just talked to me." I looked at him calmly. I did. And that was the truth. The moment he removed my name, he removed partnership. He didn't lose investors because of me. He lost them because he broke trust. And investors don't fund betrayal. Never let someone quietly erase your value. If they remove your name, remove your presence. If they dilute your ownership, build something you fully own. Because the strongest move in business isn't revenge, it's independence.